everyone, Boston Jen here, coming to you on the third weekend in October 2020. This is normally Rhinebeck weekend, and since none of us are going to Rhinebeck this weekend, I figured I'm going to try to celebrate autumn here around town and in my home, and so I thought that we would start with a little tour of where I live. I know a lot of you have requested to see a little bit more behind the scenes, so this is where I'm living and crafting and getting through this year. We are very fortunate to have a beautiful home that was originally Dan's father's, but we thoroughly renovated it. Dan did most of the work. We spent about 18 months getting it together, and this is where we spend a lot of time, especially now. The bathroom and closet projects were two of the biggest projects we had when renovating this house. Dan built that beautiful shower and tiled it. The toilet is next to it. We put in that beautiful clawfoot tub, and we actually took some space from what was originally Dan's dad's bedroom, which is now this closet space, and gave that to the bathroom in order to make it bigger. I love our closet, but what I always remind everyone is that this is the only closet we have in the entire house. So everything we have either needs to fit here or in storage spaces under our beds. We also have the laundry in this closet, which is the ultimate inconvenience. Other favorites in the closet are this dresser that Dan's dad made, my beautiful jewelry holder that my best friend gave me for Christmas one year. Love this piece. And then we also have this beautiful embroidery piece that was done by Dan's aunt. I believe it's crewel embroidery. I'm not 100% sure, but it's one of my favorites. And then our bedroom is through the closet here. We have a very tall bed with a sign over it that I made last year at a class. The old secretary is another piece that Dan's dad made. We're coming here from another perspective. There's the secretary that his father made. I keep a lot of my jewelry and other toiletry products in there. Again, I made that sign over the bed. It says, "Together is our favorite place to be," which is much easier to see in person than it is here on the video. And then in the corner, we have Dan's guitars. They don't permanently live there. And then our Victrola. This is the guest room that I took advantage of our stay-at-home orders to renovate over the winter. I painted it this lovely gray from Sherwin-Williams, which is called Knitting Needles. Cider Donuts!
Okay, folks, if you watched last week's video, you know that I've been on a quest to get me some cider donuts. This weekend every year is usually Rhinebeck weekend, and ideally there are cider donuts involved. And I was able to find them locally at Hornster Farms in Norwell, Massachusetts. I'm going to take a bite and see how it goes. They're so good.
Having flowers around the house is one thing that makes me especially happy. It doesn't cost a lot of money and is a decoration that can be composted when it's done, so it's one of my favorite things. This week I'm trying to salvage some sunflowers that are on their last leg and combine them with some new flowers from Trader Joe's. Well, as you saw, I fought a little bit with that flower arrangement because I was trying to salvage some of the dying sunflowers from last week. But all in all, I'm not happy with it, even if it's a little bit still lopsided over there. I will tweak that eventually, but I've got also some of my crocheted pumpkins here and a little handmade ceramic pumpkin that I've had for a very long time. I forget where I got that from. I think my mom's craft store. We've got our cider donuts there, so we are all decked out for fall. Another thing I wanted to show you is this cute little fall garland that I made this year. At least I made most of it. That yellow flower that is in the center I crocheted quite a number of years ago. But the other leaves, the pumpkin and this cutie little acorn, were all things that I made this year, and I just wanted something small to go on our entertainment center. I've got our little Go Jump in the Leaves sign that I got at Target a couple of years ago, and also just some acorns that I collected out in the woods. So those are a few of our fall decorations. This is our Misfits box for this week. Lots of salad greens, some peppers, some potatoes, carrots, squashes. Oops, this little acorn squash got away. Apples and pears, lots of great, delicious, organic fall foods. I'm just wrapping up the laundry, and I thought that I would share some new to me things that probably will not be exciting to most of you, but we don't really use paper towels or paper napkins in this house, so we have had napkins that I made for a long time, some of these green ones, but my mom recently scored me some other ones that I'm very excited to put into our rotation. This one in particular is making me very, very happy. I was wishing there was more of those, but that's okay. And then there's this other stack that I think they're meant to be napkins, but they're thinner. Like you can probably see how thin they are. And I think I'm gonna use them as handkerchiefs. I've been wanting to switch over and carry a handkerchief with me, and I think these are just the thing. And I think these are feminine enough that they don't really fit with like our decor. And I think it'll be easier for Dan to know that they're handkerchiefs. So we take our old face cloths and they become our rags. And so we have a system. So all of the face cloths are blue until they become soiled and gross, and then they become rags. But then the rags are all different other colors besides blue for the most part. So anyways, that's just a little bit about the system that we use here. Okay, well, one thing that I wanted to do this weekend is make a decision about this sweater. This is the Cozy Classic Raglan sweater that I made during Stash Dash over the summer, and it's knit out of a merino cashmere yarn that is super soft. I love the color. I had just come up off of knitting my Soldotna crop, which I very much enjoy, and I like the way that it fits. It has a bit of positive ease, and it's great. And so I figured this would be similar, but let me put this on and show you, because I think it's just not hitting the mark for me. And I think I have figured out why. But if it just sits in the closet with this final end hanging from it, it's not doing anybody any good. So let's make a decision and get something done here.
So I like the way that the top fits. I like the color. I think the sleeves could have been a little shorter maybe, but I'm fine with that. I think I've decided what I'm not happy with is how much it comes out here. And I chose not to do any waist shaping for this. There are options in the pattern to do both, but I think it's both too long and too wide, especially here. So I think what I'm gonna do is rip it back to about here and then do some ribbing. And I think that will actually be a much better look. I was debating doing something with kind of a high-low hem, but I'm not sure that I'm invested enough to do that. So we'll see, but I wanted to kind of go through this and talk through it, and I think that will be my plan. It's a bummer because I really do want to wear it. And if we peek at my closet here, I have a lot of stripes. That's a lot of what I wear. And with black and white and gray, I feel like this would be a great thing to throw over top, but I just think it's very unflattering and I don't feel great in it. So it's time to make a change. So that is going to be on my list for this week. Now that my chores are done, I'm gonna sit down with some knitting for a little bit. I'm working on my second Nanaimo cardigan out of Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, which is a little blown out there. That's a little better. So I'm gonna sit down and relax, get a few stitches in. I also recharged the battery on my new toy, the Theragun. And so I'm gonna give myself a little massage, soothe some aching muscles. I've got my tea and my apple, and yeah, I'm just gonna sit down and relax for a little bit. So join me. Well, I just walked all the way down to the end of the driveway and the mail's not here yet, which is kind of strange. But that's all right. We've been having a lovely Saturday around here. Oisin's dad, Tom, just got here, and Meg will be here soon with Hattie, hopefully, and we'll have some dinner outside by the fire if I don't get stuck on these branches on the way back home, which has kind of been our new Saturday routine, which has been lovely. Our nephew and our friend's son come here during the day and work and get some stuff done for us outside, and then when their parents come pick them up, we usually have a beer together, and sometimes it's just a beer and sometimes they stay longer, and that's lovely too. We're trying to take advantage of being able to be outside safely at a distance for as long as possible until it gets too cold to do that anymore. So that day will be here soon, but for now we're enjoying it, although it is getting cool and my crop sweater might not be quite enough So I might be going into change, but we'll see what the rest of the evening brings. Okay, wait for Auntie. What are we gonna do? Ready?